Hello guys, this is teacher Victor. This is the second syllabus class. We are going to talk about business and its environment. By the end of this topic, the learner should be able to explain the meaning and purpose of a business, identify various business activities, identify various types of business environment. He will also be able to explain the various business environments, explain how the various business environment influence a business. So in the first class we talk about what is business, and we said business is just any activity carried out by an individual or an organization with the aim of making profit. Then what is profit? Profit is what the business earns above what it spends in providing goods and services to the people who needed them. So what is the purpose of doing business? There are so many reasons why people do business. In paper 1 you'll be told to give or highlight 4 purposes of doing business. In paper 2 you'll be told to explain 5 or 6 reasons of doing business or purposes of doing business. So the first reason why people do business is to provide goods and services. This is a self-explanatory. We say businesses exist to satisfy the needs and wants of buyers by providing them with goods and services. Number 2 is to create employment. Businesses provide job opportunities through which members of society can earn money. Number 3, to earn profit. Profit is the primary goal of carrying out business operations. Number 4, to be your own boss. So people start business to be their own boss. Some people run businesses so as to be in full control of the operation and make all the decisions regarding the business without need of reference to people. Some people also start business to utilize extra resources. Some people go into business to make use of money or property which is not being put in profitably use at a given time. Some people also start business to offer special services. Some businesses provide services that raise the living standards of people, e.g., government enterprises that provide public utilities such as healthcare and water. Some people also start business to utilize spare time. Some people run businesses in order to make use of the extra time at their disposal and in the process make some extra money. So those are some of the reasons why people do business. Those are the purpose why people do business. So you have types of business activities. You will be told in exam to highlight 4 types of business activities, or in paper 2 you will be told to explain types of business activities. So the first one, you have extraction. What is extraction? Extraction is the process of obtaining goods from their natural settings, e.g., we have mining, farming, fishing, quarrying, etc. Another business activity is processing. Processing involves the conversion of raw materials into more useful products without combining it with other goods. Examples here we have refining oil, tanning of skins and hides, conversion of iron into steel. Another business activity we can talk about is manufacturing. So manufacturing involves combining different raw materials to come up with one final product. Combining different raw materials to come up with one final product. Such activities include bread baking, making of a table. Another business activity we can talk about is construction. Construction. What is construction? Construction simply involves building of structures such as houses, roads, railways, bridges, etc. So another business activity we can talk about is the distribution of goods. Distribution of goods. So what is distribution of goods? This refers to the activities involved in moving goods from where they are produced to where they are needed. Another business activity is trade. What is trade? Trade simply involves buying and selling of goods with a view of making a profit. The last one is provision of services. That is a business activity, provision of services. Activities involved in this category involves human acts such as which could be mental or physical. So provision of services. Services we said that services are intangible. They are actions or activities. So we have car washing, nursing, teaching, driving, and entertainment. So those are some of the activities of business, types of business activities. So if you are told to explain that, kindly do that. If you are told to highlight, kindly just highlight. If you are told to explain in paper 2, explain. Business environments and their effects on the business. What is business environment? Business environment refers to the conditions or factors which surround and affect business operations. So business environment, these are just conditions or factors which surround and affect business operation. So this business environment, they are divided into two. We have internal business environment and we have external business environment. Internal business environment, these are conditions that affect business. These are conditions that affect business within an organization. They are factors that are within a business or a firm. So internal environments are also called macro environments. So what are macro environmental factors that affect business? So these are things that happen within a business. So what are these factors that affect business? So macro environmental factors. So the first one we are going to talk about objective of the business. Objective of the business. What is objective? So these are just targets or goals that are set by the owners or managers of a business to be achieved. So objective of the business, these are just targets or goals that are set by the owners or managers of a business to be achieved. Number 2, we have management policies and styles. Management policies and styles. So we say the management refers to the people who are responsible for directing the day-to-day operation of a business. A policy is a course of action for achieving set objectives which is adopted by a business. The next one, we'll talk about the policies of a business. The policies adopted by business may boost or hinder its growth and survival. The activities of a business. Management policies will determine the activities of a business. the goods and services provided, location of the business, etc. The third one that we can talk about is the business structure as macro environmental factor. So we have business structure. Business structure, this is the formal arrangement of activities that are carried out at various levels of the organization. This is the formal arrangement of activities that are carried out at various levels of the organization so that objectives of the business can be achieved. So, business structure is a macro environmental factor that affects business. So, business structure is just the formal arrangement of activities that are carried out at various levels of the organization so that the objective of the business can be achieved. Number 4, we have business resources as a macro environmental factor. A resource refers to anything that can be used to achieve an objective. Under business resources, we have this type of resources. You have human resource. Human resource refers to the employees working in an organization. Employees will only be useful if they have the necessary knowledge and skills to successfully carry out the assigned task. We have financial resources. Money is required in order to start and operate a business. So a business with adequate finances that are properly allocated to various activities and also monitored is likely to do better than the one lacking such aspects. We also have physical resources. What are these physical resources? Physical resources are things like building, machineries, furniture, stock. So availability of such facilities enables the business to operate. Another resource that is needed in business or can affect business is technology. This refers to the skills and methods used in production. Use of modern technology enhances production of goods and services. Another internal environmental factor that can affect a business is research and development. Research and development is an important factor for the success of a business. Research generates new ideas, skills, and better methods of doing business. A business has to do market and consumer research regularly to find out how the consumer perceive goods and services and how they can improve in order to outdo their competitor. So research and development is an internal environmental factor that affects business. Then the last one, we are going to talk about business culture. Business culture, this is the combination of employees' expectations, beliefs, and values within a business. It is normally passed on from one generation of employees to the next. Employees acquire norms and codes of conduct that is acceptable to all, from the general manager down to the sweeper. The very last factor that affects business is owners. So the owners of the business provide finances, resources to start and run the business. They also make decisions concerning operations of the business. Appropriate decisions are likely to lead to well-being of a business, while poor decisions may adversely affect the business. So far, those are the internal environmental factors that affect business. Internal environmental factors that affect business are also called macro environmental factors. I've talked about 7 of them. We have talked about owners. We have talked of the business culture, research and development. We have talked of business resources. Under resources, we have also talked of several resources that are in business. We have talked of business structure. We have talked about management policies and style. Then we have talked about objectives of the business. Kindly remember that. The next one we are going to talk about external business environment. So external, as the name suggests, external is something coming from outside. So what are the factors coming from outside that affect our business? So this environment consists of all the factors which affect the operation of the business from the outside. So some of these factors offer business opportunities while others may create problems or threats. External environment factors are also called macro environment. External environmental factors are also called macro environment. So if you are told to explain macro environment factors or external environmental factors that affect business, kindly know the first one, the internal, we said it is called you can just read it as micro environmental factors. Then external, you can read it as macro environmental factors. External business environment can further be divided into operating environment and remote environment, depending on whether the factor can be influenced to some extent or not. Those environments can be influenced. Those environments that can be influenced are referred to as operating environment, while those that cannot be influenced are referred to as remote environment. So that is it. So that is the end of that that is the end of that topic. We'll move to the next topic in our next class, which is entrepreneurship. So let's meet in the entrepreneurship topic in our next class. I'm Teacher Victor. Thank you.